Hi tribe, welcome to video number 27. Alright, here's the first part of the 8-part professional series. And the first thing we're going to talk about today, the first thing I would recommend you do is not necessarily a professional, but it's a service, it's a system, it's a program that you can find online. So I'll mention it now and we'll get back down to it later, but it's FMTV, Food Matters Television. It's an online service and it's like a Netflix, but for health. Health, fitness, and mostly physical health. But there's, as I've been saying, and as you'll hear throughout the weeks and the months, this is important. Your body is as important, and your mind needs to be part of that. Okay, so but first, so this series will tackle the fuel and the food you eat. What you eat, what you drink, and how you use your body. Okay, so where this health consciousness came from. So this program came into my life a little later, like about a year ago. So I had 3 years before this program of mental focus on my health. So, and this is the genesis of the change process. It was July 20th, 2015. We're on a cross-country trip, wife and I, and a 1-year-old with the in-laws. So I had grandma, grandpa, not my parents, the in-laws, right? On a 45-day cross-country, 2 motorhomes trip. Let's just say I didn't enjoy that trip very much. But I enjoyed it in a sense. These pictures are beautiful. What I've done was awesome. But I wasn't in a presence. I couldn't accept it. I wasn't allowing myself to enjoy it. Let's put it that way. But on this night, July 21st, 20th, 22nd, we're in Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah, and we're sitting down for dinner, like about our 10th dinner out of 45. And there we had it again, which wasn't against this. It was all. I wanted this as much as everyone else, but we ended up having a bottle of bubbles, not real champagne, you know, a $10 bottle of bubbles in the States, and probably a rosé and a red. So we had 3 bottles of wine per night. This was the average, I guess, the structure that was being played out. And by day 10, I felt bloated. I wasn't eating right, I wasn't doing the exercise I needed to, I was smoking cigarettes, I was over drinking alcohol, it was just like my body was dying. And that night, after a little hike in a overheated desert area, my body just told my brain that that was it. And that night I didn't drink. And that night I decided that the rest of the 35 more days of this trip I wasn't going to drink. And at the end, I did some hiking in some national parks. I lost 10 pounds, and that really set. I went back to school because I'm a teacher, and everyone's freaking out. I had lost 10, 15 pounds, but I've also got the more energy, and I also had more physical strength. So my body was starting to reshape itself, and they noticed it there. And what's cool is that every September after, every summer I get back to get better, and every September everyone would be like, what, you're still losing weight, you're still changing. I'm like, yeah, I'm not done, I'm not even close to being done. We'll see where this stabilizes, but for the last 4 years now, the physical aspect of my being needed to be taken care of. So no wine, exercise. I was going to change now, and that was it. Because I think it's because the in-laws were there, and they were 65, 70 years old, and I was 35, 40. And I could see my future, I think, if I kept doing this, and if I kept doing the same things that they're still doing, then I would be exactly there. And somehow I didn't want to be there. That's not what I wanted. And it's one of the first times I realized that what I wanted mattered, and I could control what I wanted. So that sent me on my trip. 4 years later, day to day even, like this is late late July. Wow, 4 years ago I just had this flash, and by the end of August I was starting my journey to become a new person. Thought of the day: it's not always about you. Others have ideas and priorities too, right? Like, and it's ideas, fine, we've covered that, but other people have priorities. They have things they do that they want to do, and the way they function, and that's their priorities. And if you're in there with your priorities and you just keep clashing about what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, then nobody's enjoying anything. So accept sometimes to go the other way. And it's not always about you. Sometimes it has to be about the other person. I'm growing and learning on that for sure. Reflections on my SFM journey. SFM is offering me a new path, a new future. New path equals new future. SFM actually offers multiple paths and multiple different future possibilities. And that kind of hit me today. These paths, they permit me to change the predetermined outcome of my life. And you can either believe in predetermined or not predetermined, and we can get deep into that. But what I'm not saying, I'm not even challenging the fact some people say everything is predetermined. Fine. But what I kind of mean is, if I would keep the same patterns, the same way of being, my predetermined outcome would have flowed for the next 30, 40 years. So what I kind of did is I stepped into that. I stepped into that timeline and I said, no more. That's it. We're done here. If I keep doing this, that's where I'm going. My timeline stays the same. So it's like going back to the future, where I can come back and say, at this precise point is where my path changed. Getting shivers talking about that. Okay? So with my actions and my behaviors, I can produce a new outcome. And once you believe that, you're on your way. You can change your outcome by changing your way of thinking and doing things right now. And over 3 years, I've added years to my life, and not just years of living, but happy, functional, unstressed, no anxiety years. And if you want that, it's not easy, but you're gonna have to work for it, but it's very doable. You've got to change that path. Activate a new path. And be confident that those new actions will amount to a new future for you. All right, so what was that? So new path, SFM. Thank you. And if we're talking about predetermined, I say I changed my whole path, but maybe the path I was on was directly related to that switch that was going to happen anyways, because maybe that's the determined path I was on. So maybe I had to live all those to become who I am now. But that's up to you to decide if it's all predetermined, or if you can actually get in there and switch it yourself. Gratitude, what I learned from yesterday. I can overthink time and obligations. I get into these patterns of overthinking time. You notice I have time anxiety, which has been reduced majorly lately. So that's why I'm realizing what I was doing. I was overthinking my obligations, overthinking the time I didn't have or had, or I wasn't going to have, or if I didn't use this part of the day correctly, it would throw off the rest of my day. So I was overthinking time and obligations. So I decided to let it flow and calm down. At a certain point, we realize that if you keep doing the right things, right? If all your actions are towards a better future, then you can start to trust that. And you can kind of release the pedal on organizing every second of the day. But I think I'm getting into that tomorrow, so I'm gonna hold off on that one. But things seem to get done anyways, even if you're not fully overthinking your obligations and your time. And when you relax like that, you're not just throwing yourself around at things in time. People seem to kind of want to help you more, and they want to be more in your presence. it's like they can walk into that bubble instead of being pushed away from it. And yeah, people kind of help more. They kind of want to be at your service because you're oozing goodness and happiness. That attracts people. My gratitude is helpful people. We've been helped a lot, and I've also helped. Yesterday at the pool party, I helped a lot. I did some stuff. I did some karma yoga, and I wanted to just to test that extra. I shut up all day. I wasn't about me yesterday, and I did tasks. I cleaned someone's barbecue, even if that annoyed them. But the payoff, they're gonna have a great barbecue. And I was helping with the watermelon, and I'm not gonna list everything I did, but I did a series. I shut up for a day, and I did a series of helpful things without asking anything in return. Right? That felt good. So helpful people is what I'm grateful for. People always need help. People want to help deep down, but if you can receive it, right? They're not gonna help someone they don't want to help. How's that for basics? And you know, helpful people always make you feel good. So that's where the gratitude's going today. My plans for the day is a family Sunday. We're getting the baseline in, and family day. And I do want to do my total mindset daily routine. I do it every day, but that's something I didn't want to forget. I put it on there. If I get that done, my ad and my video, we're looking good for today, and I can spend the rest with the family since we're all recuperating from a pool party. Okay, tool of the day. As I mentioned in the intro, FMTV, Food Matters Television, is your tool of the day. It's an online television service. Well, my Google just activated. I said something there. I'm gonna shut that down. Okay. Food Matters Television. Google it. Look it up. Probably you can get some free weeks or something in there. Some free showings. I booked it for the year. I paid for the year. It cost me $100, and it came with, at that moment, Transcendence program is the key here, is what I'm going to lead more into. So it's the greatest one-stop package for body and health. It's a holistic approach. Holistic means whole. The whole body, the whole being. But the major focus is on body health. What you should eat, how you should exercise, what are the influx of input that are stressing you out, different techniques and tricks to get the body healthier, better sleep, functioning better energy. So it's a whole thing. It's not just the carbs and the this. It's a how to keep your whole body balanced. Oh, wow. So the whole being. And it's powerful stuff, because if you learn and listen and do and apply, your medications are going to fly. I haven't said this yet, but there are 3 medications that I'm off of. High blood pressure, acid reflux, and I was having a time with it. Antidepressant. So I got off. My body was dying. I was on medication to keep it from suffering. But I was stuck on those meds. I couldn't do anything without them. So this process, when you get the body healthy, those diseases go away. I'm not the doctor. They go away. The pills go away. The problems go away. Hands down. Especially after 3 years. If you take care of your body for 3 years, it will be back in the shape that you were 8 years old. Or whenever you were healthy. That's up to you. The last time I remember kind of being healthy was I was 8 years old, and I was playing soccer, and I was a blonde little athlete. And my family issues, and my family took over. My parents were overweight, and then they got over busy, and they had not high school teachers, but they were teachers. The stress was up, so their go-to was food, and they started eating. So by the time I was 10, I was 200 pounds. By the time I was 12, I was 225 pounds. First diet at age 12 with the family, a whole history. Anyways, there's a reason I was 280 pounds, 250 pounds. My top was 299, 300 pounds at 19 years old. Woo, I can only imagine if I would have continued. I'd be dead at 60. I'm pretty sure I'd be dead at 60. Okay, FMTV, food matters. I was talking about the meds, saving my life. All right. You'd be surprised what you can reverse when you get your body healthy. So the Transcendence is in this online television site. There's a program called Transcendence. Transcendence means to change, to morph, to become something else, to transcend, to make better. All those kind of words together. And there's a 5-video series with a 30-day health plan on all levels. And it's to get that body back into a functional thing. You're not going to be an Olympic athlete at the end of this, but you may have the idea that you could still be an Olympic athlete, maybe Seniors Olympics or something. So it just feels good to get this body back in. So it makes you want to change your style, change your image, change your thoughts. It goes into some meditation. It uses all sorts of tools that they've researched and put together to change the human, physically, to get that human healthy. So it's a big part of the learnings I had to do. And that chunk of learning took about 4 to 5 months. Not even. It's the hard part is then to apply it. Find those foods, make the foods, start liking the foods, take out the sugars and the salts and whatever you're going to need to do. That's what's going to take time to get used to. But once it's good, once you're in, the food tastes good, the body reacts instantly to the new energy, and it wants that again. So even if it's something you didn't like before, your body in 3-4 months will ask for it. Craziness, and you'll gulp it like it was whatever you like to gulp. So to me, the series speaks the ultimate truth. Every word that came out was believable. Every word was about me and my life and being human. So I couldn't deny it. After that whole initial about 6 hours of video, you can't deny it. You can't look back. You're now aware that you have choices. It's another one of these choices, and it's choices for your body. So let me go down a little list of things that came to me that your body is going to be loving you for. So you get the roadblock. So you're getting roadblocks out. Physical health is a roadblock to being well, to being functional. Okay, if you're not physically healthy, it's a roadblock. Get it out. So start destroying those limiting beliefs. They go back. You're going to have to think about why maybe you're overweight, why you're unhealthy, and go back to the whys. So then you can identify it, and then you can clearly change your pattern after. It reworks your body. Your body gets to relearn stuff, reshape it, rehabilitate it. You got to retrain it. These are all things you've forgotten. If you've been walking like this for the past 10 years, walking like this will not come to you tomorrow. The whole physical body has to change. So you got to retrain it, re-coordinate your body, reprogram the functions, rewire, strengthen, heal, stabilize, energize. These are all things the body wants and needs to do. And so energize. Use your body. Your body wants to be used, and it wants to be healthy for you to use it. All right. Once you can do that, the rest of the change process becomes easier. Your body needs to be functioning for the mind to go to these different places and being able to access change. You got to handle this aspect first. Every step of the healthy body process opens another step in the change process. And it really up to now has flowed with it. Every change that I've experienced, there's a physical body change that goes with it. It's not a time to go into detail. You might have to get a master class on this. The stuff I'm going to be able to help people with is blowing my mind. Specific stuff, long-term stuff. short-term stuff, specific change stuff, different. Oh, it's going to be massive. Massive, massive, massive. Okay, so get that body into shape, and then your thought process of your life is going to just get better. And should be on the right spectrum, right? The right continuance. The timeline. Can you say bifurc in English? Bifurquer, it's a French term, but it would be just going in a new direction. And once you're on it, well, it's already going that way. It's hard to, you can't just drop back down. It's because you will have gained this. So there's always a future. Start with your body, get this thing machine healthy, get it functional, and we're getting into some more experts some more. So that was one, that's the first thing I'd like you to do. You should have a week, if you want a week for do to find someone. To get this program going, start that up, and next week, next day, tomorrow, we'll have professional number 2. We'll program. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I wish you all a great day. The sun's coming out here, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Ciao.